Screw Dead Man Inc., folks. I'm the Mysterious JG. It's a Let's Play WWE 2K14 30 Years WrestleMania. We are, as far as WrestleManias go, 2/3 of the way through. But, in fact, match-wise, probably, I think we're more than halfway there by now. But we're closing in, folks, and our next step is, I believe, going to be the main event of WrestleMania 20.
At the 2004 Royal Rumble, Bill Goldberg's WrestleMania dream is severed by an envious beast.
Brock Lesnar! Lesnar's not in the Royal Rumble match! F5's coming!
Until an unlikely source delivers an opportunity for retribution.
You know, SmackDown's got a pay-per-view.
You know, coming into my dressing room like this without my permission is a shocking and vulgar act of rudeness, Austin.
You take his ticket bill, and you're sitting on the front row watching Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
And there he is! Goldberg has crossed the barrier.
I don't understand the evil Santa Claus shirt.
Brock Lesnar! Gotta be kidding me! Eddie Guerrero is the champion! It's Goldberg versus Lesnar!
Oh, that's right. Eddie didn't really, I don't know what Eddie's big WrestleMania match would be. And there will be at least one WrestleMania where we won't get to see the main event, because it'll be the year that Benoit won the title at WrestleMania, and they're obviously not going to put Benoit in this game. I don't know how much time has to pass before they're allowed to acknowledge that Benoit ever existed. So this was kind of a bizarre feud, actually. Brock is basically feuding with Stone Cold. But the match that's being built up is Goldberg versus Lesnar. In theory, this is like a dream match for the Marks, but it was like well known that both guys were leaving the company. Neither of them really terribly committed to wrestling. Goldberg left, and now he does like TV shows about cars and stuff. He's I don't know. And Lesnar, of course, wanted to be an NFL player, and he also wants to be a UFC fighter. He kind of comes and goes. He's way too good at what he does for them to just, like, you know, poo-poo him and not use him when he's available for them. But he's not really committed to wrestling. He's not one of these guys who gets misty-eyed talking about watching Harley Race wrestle Ric Flair or whatever. Goldberg pretty much the same way. So famously, they built this feud. It was supposed to be a huge thing, but the fans kind of booed both guys, even though Goldberg was ostensibly the good guy. And it led to kind of an interesting result. At any rate, Goldberg entered the 2004 Royal Rumble match only to have the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar interfere, causing Goldberg's elimination. The following week on Raw, Stone Cold Steve Austin gave Goldberg a front row ticket at No Way Out 2004 and told him anything I wouldn't do during Lesnar's WWE Championship match No Way Out. Goldberg speared Lesnar, which helped Eddie Guerrero win the title. And that was sad, too, because Eddie deserved to be able to win on his own. But on the February 2024, blah, blah, I can't read, episode of Raw, Mr. McMahon announced the match pitting Brock Lesnar against Goldberg at WrestleMania 20 with Stone Cold Steve Austin as a special guest referee.
Please welcome the special referee for this match, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Fucking ATV.
Provide a very combustible element here as the special referee.
Yeah, Austin became an irritating self-parody as the years wore on. It was like, oh wow, it's awesome, he has an ATV, that makes him so cool.
Physically intense. That's putting it mildly.
Like, he couldn't really wrestle anymore because of injuries, but he's going around driving ATVs, drinking beers, yelling and swearing, and just refuses to stop being the center of attention. But you know, it's what the vast majority of the fans wanted to see, so. I don't know if that Stars and Bars variation shirt is really endearing him to the black fans, but he seems to have done all right. And yes, his intro as a special guest referee would receive more. It would last longer and have a louder fan response than the introduction of either of the wrestlers.
The following inter-promotional contest is
Interpromotional? Oh, this is back when they were pretending WCW was still a thing. WCW had gone out of business, and they had acquired the name and the rights to it, but they're kind of pretending it's a separate organization, even though it really isn't.
Where he was an NCAA champion, made his WrestleMania debut last year at Safeco Field in Seattle, where he became the youngest WWE champion in history.
Well, why didn't we see that?
This match tonight is not about championship gold, it's about finality.
I'm surprisingly somber and calm about a match that I should be excited about. I don't know why he's not. I think Heyman's in the game as a. Maybe he didn't have Heyman as his manager at this point.
From Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 200.
And here's the best thing about Goldberg, really, is his entrance. And watching it be parodied by Jericho.
Football, two big collegiate athletes, but this is not going to be an amateur match. This is going to be more resembling, in my view, King, a street fight. Oh, this match couldn't come at a more apropos place or time than WrestleMania.
Goldberg was so insanely over at one point. Oh, are they chanting "You sold out"? Oh, okay, yeah, they actually incorporated that in the game. I didn't realize that was what.
Oh, it sounds like these fans want to see these two go. Listen to that. We'll probably see both these men
Sell out chant. It's not really because they want to see them go, but that was the thing. Is Goldberg? I don't remember them chanting "You sold out," but basically he left WWE because he's kind of whiny. He didn't think he was being used right. He had a feud against The Rock where he was supposed to be the good guy, but the fans basically sided with The Rock because The Rock's like made of charisma. So Goldberg basically threw a little whiny fit and left. At least that's, you know, the scuttlebutt on the internet at the time. I'm sure that if you talk to him, he would tell you a very different story. But yeah, the fans did notoriously, even though he was booked as the good guy, they were not rooting for him here. But Brock was leaving too. It's like everyone involved in this match is leaving the company and doesn't want to be here, so what the hell.
Versus Bill Goldberg, a match I never thought I would see.
Goldberg has some real dislike for Lesnar.
Some super exploding suplexes all over the place here to start off. So I just got to hit my two finishers and.
Well, he may as well paint a target on his back.
Goldberg then interfered in Lesnar's match against Eddie Guerrero at No Way Out and cost Lesnar the WWE Championship.
Stone Cold Steve Austin gave Goldberg a front
back in the day, I don't know if this makes us bad human beings, but Bobo and I used to on an older wrestling game where you could have intergender matches. We always used to set up a tag team match where it would be like two divas taking on Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. Because they both have like this insane power-based offense, which makes them look like unstoppable monsters. To be doing that to like Stephanie McMahon or Trish Stratus, it's kind of messed up. But of course, we also used to try to get make Victoria defeat like Kevin Nash and stuff. And occasionally we could pull it off. It was weird. That game had it set up so that. That game did something which was an improvement over past WWE games, which was small guys were not able to pick up and toss around large guys like they were nothing. In old WWE games, you'd have X-Pac like powerbombing Big Show. It was ridiculous. And that game stopped that from happening, but anybody's finishers would work on anybody else. So Victoria couldn't pick up and slam Kevin Nash, but she could give him the Widow's Peak, which, if you've ever seen that move, it definitely involves a lot of lifting strength. It's not something she would be able to do to Kevin Nash. So, military press spinebuster and snap swing neck breaker. Either way, they're both just press Y while your opponent's standing up kind of moves.
Another kick. Bam. Just look at this. You can see the results.
Corner finisher.
Both these athletes are fearless. Certainly, Lesnar's conduct in recent weeks has been somewhat disappointing.
So no, they don't even call the spear. Like they didn't notice that it happened.
Contemplating leaving the WWE.
Sounds like some of these fans want to see him go.
So Lesnar wants to play football? Well, Goldberg's been there and done that. Well, be that as it may, these two monsters have more pressing matters.
These two huge men are going to destroy Ric Flair. Sorry, that was for Bobo. Bubble. Nope. Now it's time for him to throw me around like a ragdoll.
It's so hard to stop Goldberg with all that intensity. Lesnar.
It's so hard to stop Goldberg with all that intensity.
These men are world-class athletes. Then there's Stone Cold again. Perhaps the straw that will stir the drink. No pun intended in this match.
The hell does that mean? No pun intended?
Intimidate each other. I don't think that's going to work. Do you, JR?
Goozled him.
There's a Goldberg showcasing his hard-hitting, smash-mouth, slobber-knocking style. It's safe to say Lesnar isn't used to facing someone who can deliver as much punishment as Lesnar can take. You gotta wonder, JR.
Alright, hopefully it's not a rope break here. There we go. That was a lot of nothing. So in the real match, I think Lesnar got a little bit more offense than he did there. I think got some pretty cool looking suplexes, though. Oh, it was interpromotional because one of them was Raw and one of them was SmackDown. They were pretending those were two different companies back then. It was like, yeah, I won. The fans, like, don't give a shit. It was really strange. It's kind of a weird match for them to include in this game, too, because, I mean, the whole thing was that it was supposed to be a dream match, but even going into it, everyone knew it was like they were just going through the motions.
And certainly contrary to the speculation, there was no controversial officiating in my eyes. I gotta be honest with you. I'm still amazed at that. That was actually a quite reserved and docile rattlesnake in that match.
Well, I know he worked out all of his energy driving around his retarded little ATV. Uh-oh. Could there be some controversy here? Wow, Brock is got a pretty hard... I don't know why I'm noticing it now, what this says about me, but he's cupping his nipples. What are you, Yuna, trying to show us that you're sincere? Oh, he just shoved Austin off to the side. That's not a good idea. Basically, when you're in the ring with Austin, you just want to avoid doing anything that involves having contact with Steve Austin, or even... like, don't make eye contact with him, or he will, like, give you the stunner, and then the fans will cheer. Like, he could give frickin' Jesus the stunner, and then the fans start cheering. He could, yeah. So we are now playing as Stone Cold Steve Austin. Go figure. And now we see infinite finishers. Come on, you guys. I'm supposed to just be hitting them with both with stunners. This is the historical ending of this match. Get out, Lesnar. The match is over. This commentary doesn't make any sense. But yes, he famously stunnered both men at the end of the match. Stone Cold Stunner. I'm a little late noticing that it happened, but I still feel like I need to yell. Yeah, they were no longer doing the goofy version of his theme song that's supposed to have lyrics. What do you mean supposed to have lyrics? It did have lyrics. So there you go, folks. That's the end of one of the weirdest matches in WWE history. The match where both guys got booed out of the building. Everybody gets beaten up by the special referee at the end. Goldberg, as far as I am aware, has never been back. Lesnar has done this thing where once a year or so he'll pop up. He'll get in a feud that lasts like a month and is settled at WrestleMania, and he always wins now. It's just like he doesn't need the company, so it's just like he comes in on his own terms. I don't know why they let him get away with it, but anyway, that's it for this match. I still don't think that was the main event. There must be another WrestleMania 20 match. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. We'll find out next time, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.